Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Now we shall continue our lecture on the grand design. On the grand design 1, I talk about the USA position. Grand design 2, the position of China. The grand design 3, the position of Russia. Inshallah, grand design 4, the position of Israel. And they're likely to be a roundup, probably in grand design 4 or grand design 5. I'm not going to indulge myself too long in this topic, because this is just to let you all see the movement of Lok Mahfuz and to decipher where it's going, what direction. Okay, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, a lot of comments, a lot of sinister remarks. You can see on all these events, especially the Israelis and the Palestine issues. But that is the beauty of it. The beauty of it is that it is a grand design. You shouldn't forget that. What all you are seeing, you should not be carried away emotionally. Okay? I just brought this topic briefly, not to get to indulge in detail, because you all can read in the YouTube, the website, the internet, and the press, medias, and whatnot. All this knowledge are available. I just want to bring you to your attention this event, so be alert about it and try to see where Lok Mahfuz is going. But despite all that, always remember it's a grand design. You shouldn't be emotional, right? Oh, Muhammad, it's not you who kill, it's I who kill. So don't be carried away. You see a lot of killing and whatnot and all this. This is the grand design. Okay? So don't be emotional about US. Don't be emotional about Israel or Palestine, or Russia or China. This is the grand design. Allah say, my signs can be seen at all corners and even to yourself. At all corners means everywhere you turn in the world. If you use the eyes of the Ma'rifah, you can see with the eyes of the Hakikat, the essence are in action. So don't be carried away. Be sophisticated, be intellectual, be professional in your outlook. So don't be carried away or angry with Israel or Palestine or Hamas, angry with the US or Russia or China or who. This is a grand design. Allah said, hey, my plan is firm. There's no changes. It will go on. It will go on and on. So they can never be changed. So you have to accept this is grand design. All these occurrences are in accordance with the grand design, the Lok Mahfuz. Okay, there will be some end to it. Some direction they will go, and there will be end to it. Nothing is eternal except Allah. So don't be emotional. Take note what are going on and see the back door. Don't go down. Look at the front door, the moving of the Lok Mahfuz, just like the dwellers of the cave of Kahfi. Al-Kahfi. They stay inside the cave. They look outside the cave, but they don't come out. That should be our case. We see what's going on, but don't get involved. Because this is a grand design. It has to, or they have to happen. Because these are already designed when Allah say be, already designed. Okay? So take note, follow the event, and wait and see where they lead us to and the result of it. Okay? But we have to take note of what's going on. But don't get emotional. These are the signs that you must see when all these events, they are the essence playing the role. Okay? Okay? And it's orchestrated by the Almighty. Okay? And it's already listed in the book for the grand design of the Lokma. That must be understood, okay, as a Sufi. But I have a duty to you all to inform what is going on. But at the same time, to advise, don't get involved. Because we have understood very clearly, these are the grand design. It's amusement and play, divine amusement and play. Okay? So don't be emotional about it. Be professional, detach, watch and see the result that will come out in the future. Okay? So with that introduction, we continue today on the position of Russia and then the position of Palestine the next week. I will be in Terengganu. The next lecture will be in Terengganu. I will, through the internet, through Yamas Indonesia, will get to you the lecture, inshallah, the grand design form on Israel and Palestine. If enough time, I'll round it up. Otherwise, I'll round it up on the grand design 5. Okay. So, if those of you who want to join me, relaxing at Terengganu, relax and get together, no protocol, more informal, chit chat, get to know each other, that kind of situation. No lectures to be done, no seminar, nothing. It's just a friendly visit to know each other better. So I've been from Terengganu 20th to 23rd. If you are wanting to see me or missing me, you're welcome. See me. I do miss you all. If I can. We're very much obliged to meet you all in Terengganu, if possible, inshallah. Okay. After that, on the 21st of November, I'll be in Makassar and Selaya. So you want to follow also can be done. You can call our Tuti from Indonesia, Yamas, for that. Okay. Those who want to go with me in Terengganu can call either Jaffa or Tuti Isa JB. Okay. Well, we start the grand design. You can see the US and EU, European Union, they are one gang, and they want, and the US is the head of it, and the US want the whole world to be under his control. Only one imperial power, US only. And the EU are subservient to US. So they want a hegemony. That means one controller, everything under US. Okay. But they found these two countries quite a problem, China and Russia. China, especially on the economic level, they are very, very fast in their development. You can follow them, build bridges, they build railways, they build satellites, they build space station. Oh, it's a lot of things which are mind-boggling, you know, their engineering feat. Really very great. Follow it up if you are interested. And even the American or even the world, Japan also, could not meet their standard. They're really, really very good. And that's why many countries in the world, especially Asian, Middle East, African, Southeast Asia, are inclined to work with China because they are not demanding. No, they are more on a win-win situation and not try to bully others. So that China, I told you, the US tried to subjugate them, put them down. Can't be done. They are too far away. Okay? Then there is the economic hegemony. They try to put China under their control. They can't. And political hegemony, they want the Russian to be under their control. Also can't. Okay? They put a lot of sanctions on the Russian, not only the economic sanction, but political sanction against Russian assets, which I think they want to confiscate about 300 billion, if I'm not mistaken, Russian assets. And also, they also sanction individuals, top-notch Russians. So these people are not free to be or fly to every country in the world to invest and whatnot. They want to put Russia under their control. Now, basically, what's the problem? In 1991, there is a disintegration of the United States of Soviet Russia, USSR. Collapsed. The Berlin Wall, remember? Broke down. No more East Berlin belonged to Russia. West Berlin, Germany. Broke down during Gorbachev time. Broke down. The Germany West and East unified. The USSR disintegrated. And it was a very hard time for the Russian after the disintegration because many states pulled themselves out from the Union. And some of them joined NATO. Not only pull out from the Union, join NATO. Okay, so it was trying time and the people were confused what to do. The country was in haywire, right? Then Yeltsin took over. After Yeltsin took over, still the country was not stable. After the USSR collapsed, that led to the Federation of Russia. Those countries who still wanted to be with Russia. There are many other countries left, we can see later. But the countries that want to be still with Russia were really in bad situation because they were haywire during that time. Even Yeltsin time also, President Yeltsin, there was difficulties during this time, the transition from USSR to Federation of Russia. And during the years 2000, we have seen, sorry, I think it was 1999, I think. 1999, he made our friend Putin as his deputy president. And after that, Yeltsin resigned and Putin went up. And at the election of 2000, the people elected Putin as president. And he managed to get back the country on their own, their feet. He got them back. Okay? Because he was a former KGB operator and was familiar, was in charge of the operation in Europe and as well as in other countries. So he was familiar what's going on, how to handle situation. So he took the presidency, the country was made stable again, and people start to love him. Huh? So everything was okay until 2014. Ukraine was always friendly to Russia, although they are independent. They don't want to be under the Federation of Russia, but they are neighbors of Russia. They are very okay with Russia. And the president of Ukraine at the time was pro-Russian, but democratically elected. He was elected by the people, but he was pro-Russian. No problem. 2014. But what happened? I seen this on TV with my own eyes. The American came down, instigated uprising. I saw Clinton, Mrs. Clinton was there. I saw John McCain was there on TV, show, passing drinks, passing bread to those demonstrators. They were there, encouraging the uprising. As a result, the president Yanukovych, which was pro-Russian, was ousted, and then a new president, which is pro-US and EU, went in, become the president. So this new president and the follow-up, all are pro-American. But that is all right with Russia, even though they are pro-president, which pro-Russian were ousted. But the point that Russia could not stand by when Ukraine decided to join NATO. Because if NATO accepted Ukraine membership, then they are just at the door of Russia. They can put missile, whatever, at Ukraine, and just at the door of Russia. As we remember during JF Kennedy time, they're going to attack Cuba if Russia put a base there or bomb the nuclear bomb or atomic bomb there. They're going to attack because it's near their door. Similarly, Russia could not accept this. During the disintegration of USSR, it was agreed with NATO that they should not expand their territories. But yet, after that, they expanded and now reaching Ukraine. So Russia would not allow that to happen. Okay, and on top of that, Crimea, there are a lot of Russian naval base, whatnot, all there. And since the government is the pro-US, the Russian army went in, took over Crimea because their naval base are there, and all their ships and other things are there. So they went in, took over Crimea. Later on, they make a referendum, and these people in Crimea agreed to be part of Russia. So Crimea was annexed by Russia. But true enough, the people in Crimea are pro-Russian. Okay? And so also the people in Donetsk, Luhansk, and two other provinces in Ukraine, two other states in Ukraine, the four states which are near the border of Russia, they are pro-Russia, and they are typical Russian, culture Russians, speak Russian, all that. They are more inclined to the Russian government. Okay? But Russia say, all right, as long as Ukraine become neutral, don't invite NATO in, then we have no problem. So there was a Minsk treaty agreement that will be done. But after a few years, the Ukraine decided to do away with the agreement. And that thanks to the advice of Johnson, Prime Minister of UK. Okay? The treaty was almost carried out, but this Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, his name Johnson, what Johnson, I can't remember. He came and advised this present president of Ukraine not to continue, that America and the rest will supply arms to them and make sure that that they will have chance to overcome Russia. So this Zelensky, if I'm not mistaken, the president, he refused. Zelensky, he refused to continue with the agreement, and that started the war. Russia have to invade because this Zelensky also were giving a hard time to these four states which are inclined to Russia. Okay? Bomb them, attack them, destroy their infrastructures, facilities, all that. So Russia have to step in to defend these four states. But they have a referendum. Russia make a referendum for all these states, for them to choose to be with Russian or to be with Zelensky, the Ukraine government, and the four states were inclined to Russia. Okay, so Russia have to stand and defend them. So that's what's going on now. Ukraine, you can see, because of he decided to proceed with the war instead of proceed with the Minsk treaty, which he do away with. So the European governments, the US government, send them armament, give them money, billions of dollars to assist them to tackle Russia. But lately, we read the news. These countries are had enough, had enough, because Zelensky, Ukraine, had not proved or has not proved that they can overcome Russia. Instead, they are suffering a lot of heavy losses, and all the equipment sent being taken over by Russian, and now some are sold in black market, and the money sent to them, some are lost or were lost in corruption. So the European Union, even the neighbors, Poland and all that, who are supporting Ukraine, do not wish to prolong their assistance. So even the Ukraine grain to sell in Poland and other countries, they do not want. Okay. So that is a situation today. Now, briefly, I mentioned. Now we see the uh, notes. Okay. So 1949, NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Okay, NATO. It was first founded to stop the Russian, the USSR. Okay. The original members are 12. NATO original members 12. US, Canada, Britain, Belgium, Denmark, France, Iceland, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Poland, Netherlands, Norway, and Portugal. These are the original members. Well, that all right with the Russian USSR. Okay. Then 1952, Greeks and Turkey joined, okay, with the USSR. 1955, West Germany joined NATO. In response, the Soviet Union and 7 countries in Eastern Europe formed the 8-nation Warsaw Pact. 1982, Spain, 16 members of NATO. So from 12 become 16. 1991, USSR collapsed and the Warsaw Pact dissolved. Okay. 1994, Finland, Sweden joined. Now, at this point, 1991, the Soviet Union collapses and the Warsaw Pact is dissolved. During this time, there was an agreement with Gorbachev that the NATO will not expand, would not expand. Okay, that's why Gorbachev agreed to dissolve USSR. So Gorbachev made an announcement in USSR that he's dissolving union, because on the strength of the promise of NATO, they will not expect. Okay, in 1991. Okay. But instead, they take in more and more countries into NATO. NATO is not supposed, it was supposed to stop the USSR. USSR has been dissolved. Then what more you want? But instead, they are taking more members in. Okay? Whereas the Warsaw Pact dissolved, USSR dissolved, but NATO took in more members. Finland, Sweden join in. Then Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland join in. 1999. Then 2001, this is the one that very painful. You attack on one NATO country, that means you attack the whole members of NATO. You see, this one that Russia have to be very, very cautious in Ukraine. If Ukraine join NATO, that means if they attack Ukraine, they are having war with NATO. But notwithstanding, indirectly they are having a war with NATO and US, because Ukraine is a proxy of these countries. Then 2002, the NATO-Russian Council is formed to help NATO members and Russia to work together, try to sort out their problems. But you see, NATO, instead of just to maintain or contain Russia, you see, they become armed forces of the world. You see, 2003, they attacked Afghanistan. I mean, look, this Afghanistan is totally outside NATO, North Atlantic. Is in the Asia, Middle East. But suddenly NATO become an armed forces in the world armed forces. They attack Afghanistan. Why? Because they are under the hegemony of USA. Or USA want them to attack, they have to attack. But then NATO become not a neutral organization, but become the subservient of the US. So they attack Afghanistan. Then 2004, they take in more countries to be their members. And so this country you touch on it, you are at war with NATO. Bulgaria, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. All these are near the Russian territories. The latter three are the only former Soviet republic to have joined the alliance. 2008 NATO countries welcome Ukraine. That's where Russia was alert. If Ukraine enter into NATO, Ukraine is just at the doorstep of the Russian. Therefore, you can place all kind of bomb there, nuclear bomb, atomic bomb, neutron bomb, whatever, and easily you can push the button, and the bomb can enter into Russia. And so, therefore, Russia could not accept this. They cannot accept. So they gave Ukraine a warning. You must be neutral. You cannot join NATO because you're bringing the enemy to our doorstep. Okay, but so that's why Ukraine application to join NATO was suspended or hanged in the NATO forum because they did not want to have a confrontation with Russia. Okay? So NATO countries welcome Ukraine and Georgia, then angering Russia. In August, Russia wins a short war with Georgia. So they took over Georgia, now left this Ukraine. 2009, Croatia and Albania become NATO members. Well, so expand again. 2011, NATO enforces a no-fly zone over Libya. They enter into confrontation in Libya. Nothing to do with the Northern Atlantic. They interfere because under the direction of the US. And then Sweden take part with fighter jet on reconnaissance missions in Libya. Sweden is also NATO country. 2014, and this is where Russia took over Crimea and the 4 states which are more inclined to Russia. And because of that, NATO suspend cooperation with Russia after its annexation of Crimea. And therefore, a lot of sanctions were imposed. They thought they would have put Russia to the ground, but until today, Russia is still walking tall. Okay? 2015, NATO end the ISF mission in Afghanistan because the Americans realized they could not win the war. So that is a country where 2 countries where the American lost, one in Vietnam, second in Afghanistan, they lost. 2017, Montenegro joined NATO. 2020, Macedonia, North Macedonia joined NATO, now become 30 countries, alliance, NATO alliance. 2022, Sweden and Finland explore the possibility of NATO membership after Russia invasion of Ukraine. Why the 2014 they sanctioned Russia? You can see here 2014, the official result from the Autonomous Republic of Crimea. This is a referendum carried out in Crimea. 97% vote for integration with the Russian Federation. They don't want to be with Ukraine. The people who are staying in that Crimea state, they want to be with Russia. 97% vote for integration with Russia. That's why Russia annexed Crimea. 2022, the referendum carried out in Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson region, and all of them wanted to be with Russia. Okay, So therefore, these four countries, Russian have to defend them. So Ukraine attack, they have to defend. Okay? And you can see here the red color. These are the states. The one lower is the Crimea. Then after that, you have the other four states. The yellow one is Ukraine. Okay. So you see the land masses there. The blue color is more water, the light blue color. So on the land part, you see Donetsk, Luhansk and all that, they are at the boundary of Russia. Crimea also is a port, naval base for Russia. So these are the states that have been annexed by Russia, and the war is still going on, but we can see people, countries are turning around, no longer interested in helping Ukraine. We have to wait and see what will be the result. Now, again, we must not get carried away as to who is right, who is wrong. Don't. We are the Sufi, okay? We are the Sufi. And the Sufi have the eyes. They have the external eyes, they have the internal eyes. The external eyes, they see the externals of things. The internal eyes, they see the essence. And they see behind the essence is the container. Okay? So they know that whatever the action of the external are really the actions of the essence. And they know the action, the action of the essence originated from the container. And that's therefore the verse in the Quran, "O Muhammad, it's not you who threw or you who kill." You see from the external Muhammad, and that is the vision of those who have not achieved this knowledge. They only see the external factors, the facade, external facade, and they see the external facade, they see the one in front of them in action. And so they become emotional, angry, frustrated, and some shouted, "Where is the equality? Where will be the divine assistance coming down? Why the US keep on supporting the Ukraine or Israel? Why are so many people died in Ukraine, in Palestine?" So you can see, even today, a lot of emotional people shown on TV. Some have demonstration, carrying flag, shouting, screaming, lecturing. Very emotional. Okay. But as a Sufi, you cannot. You cannot do that, because Allah said, when there is a verse in the Quran, which have we a part to play in this? They ask. And Allah says, say to them, everything is from Allah. You have no part of it. Everything from Allah. They ask, have we have a part to play in all this? And Allah said, no, everything is with Allah. We have no partner. So keep quiet, watch event unfolded, and wait and see what will happen in the future. And definitely having knowledge taught to you and have been repeated in the previous lectures, there will not be a third world war. There will not be nuclear bomb, whatnot, destroying the whole world. Because Mahdi have not come down. Dajjal have not come down. Jud Majud, Gog Magog have not come down. Jesus have not come down. All these factors to show that it's still far away. And from science, the sun will expire 10 billion years. That's on the 5th phase. We are only third phase. There's another, we are only 4.6 billion years. There's another 5.4 billion years to go before the sun expires. That will be the first Armageddon or the first Qiyamah. A long way to go. Okay. So as a Sufi, we have understood this, the timeline. And even we have not gone up to the space to bring back the satanic forces of that, or the satanic population of that, up there, come pull them back to worship Allah. That is our trust that given to us. And also because of that, the knowledge given to us. So it is still a long way to go. So all these events are just part of the grand design. Don't get emotional. It's like you're watching movie, you just watch the movie. You go into a cinema, watch the movie, right? Don't get emotional. Well, it's just a movie. Don't be angry with the characters. They are just actors and actresses. So don't be angry. They have to perform. And even they perform to a specific period, because they will die when the time comes, will not be available. So watch and see. Something will be unfolded in the future. Everything will be, streamlined by Allah. Have faith in it. Say, my plan is firm. And Rasulullah had said that if you say you can change the predestination or Allah's plan, then your place is in hell. Okay. So watch and see. Don't get emotional. Don't get what. If they ask you to dua, no problem. Even your dua is still in the plan. It's not outside. Okay? But don't be emotional. Be practical. See what's going on. And wait for Allah decree what will go. And there's always a good reason for everything. Wait and see. So, my companions, we watched the Ukraine event, and now it's going to, in my opinion, it's going to end soon, because Ukraine now not only does not only have no manpower left, because so many had died and so many had surrendered to Russia, and some of them even AWOL. So they have problem of renewing or refurbishing their armies. And also the armaments are not coming in as they requested. money also, people are reluctant to help. So it looks like it's going to is teetering to the end. What will be the end? We don't know yet. But it looks like the Ukraine is enough, They cannot get any more support to continue their attack on Russia. So that one is coming to a close one. You have to follow up with that and see what at the end of it. Now, in Palestine, the good news is that now the atrocities incurred on Palestine are being canvassed in all medias, worldwide medias. Israel could not hide the atrocities. People are not accepting that you're going to annihilate 2.2 million Palestine staying in Palestine by doing carpet bombing to destroy, or instructed them to leave the countries. Okay? So if they leave the country, you will come into occupied and a big settler. You have another problem. Okay? And because 3 months ago in the UN, Netanyahu have shown Israel map to the United Nations. And in the map, Israel boundaries include all the territories that they have conquered the 1967 war. Okay. Golan Heights, Palestine, the West Bank, all under the Israel map. So they are saying that this attack by Hamas is orchestrated by Israel, so that finally, but otherwise, how can they did not know Hamas will attack them, would attack them, because they are the best army in the world, best espionage in the world, spy, all that. Best. How come they didn't know? What many saying this orchestrated by Israel for Hamas to come in and attack Israel, probably also that Hamas can be their own Israel own people, because it has been proven that Hamas was set up by Israel last time to go against Yasser Arafat. Okay? So what happened now? Because of this attack, Israel have the reason now to conquer the whole of Palestine. And therefore, Netanyahu issued a decree that all the Palestine must get out from Palestine, 2.2 million. Otherwise, they will suffer the carpet bombing bit by bit. So some people have the opinion that once the Palestine left or leave the country, that Israel will come in and build settlements there. So that is another view, which was very interesting. But we have to wait, because the whole world just could not accept Israel killing the killing machine. Every day, thousands of Palestinians died by the bomb and whatnot. And then they refused to give food, lights, water. They seal all exits. The Palestine cannot move out. Okay? So this is the situation. The only remedy was suggested, the two-state solution. That means Israel have to give back all the land they occupied to Palestine. Boundary will be set on that marker. and there will be two states the other side. Israel this side, Palestine. But they're having problem because Netanyahu keep on giving excuses and all that. So the plan just being faltered all the time. So we have to still wait and see. But yet, as I say, don't be emotional. Even if there's a delay, even there's a lot of killing, Allah is not blind. Allah is most knowing. And this is His plan. Nothing done without His knowledge. Nothing done without He approving it. Nothing done without it is written in the law Mahfuz. And nothing done without reason for it. And these four things you keep in mind. You watch what's going on in Ukraine and even in Israel and Palestine. You apply these four. Nothing done without Allah knowing it. Nothing done without He approving it. Nothing done without it is listed in the law Mahfuz, the grand design. Nothing done without good reason. Okay. Having that in mind, fall back on the knowledge you have. There's still 5.4 billion years to go. We are on the third phase. There will be a fourth phase. There's a fifth phase. Okay. So the plan is still going on. It will not end with the Third World War now. And remember, there was this hadith that Dajjal cannot enter Medina and Mecca. And Dajjal was killed at Jerusalem, by Masjid al-Aqsa, the gate of Lut, Babul Lut, by Jesus. And this is the time when Jesus came down to kill Dajjal. Masjid al-Aqsa is still there. So there was a view that Israel also want, after occupying Palestine, they're going to destroy Masjid al-Aqsa. That's why they built the dome of rock, the yellow color, to confuse people with the Masjid al-Aqsa. So they're going to pass a law to make Christianity illegal in Israel. You propose that. We are not agreeable to Christian or even to Islam. They still believe the Messiah, the messenger promised by Allah to come, still has not come. And if it comes, it will be from Israel. They believe that. Okay. So don't get emotional. We have the basic knowledge of the Sufi. The world still will go on until the sun expires. A long way to go. And then we know Dajjal have not come down. Mahdi have not come down. Dajjal, this is according to the time scale. Mahdi must come down first. Then Dajjal. And then after that, Jesus. And then Jude Majud. Right? These things have not yet happened. So the divine plan is still a long way to go. Don't be emotional. Of course, many people agree saying Palestine being massacred, but you think Allah blind. Allah don't know. He knows. He let it happen. Why? We don't know. We are human beings. But He must have good reason for it. You have to wait for it. You must trust in Allah. He says, فَبِأَيَّ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. What night? You deny. What is mine, you deny. He knows what He's doing. Okay? So, this is my advice to everyone. Don't get emotional. Be professional. Remember this. I told you, everything happened. Allah knows. even the massacre by the Hamas, massacre by the Israelis, Allah knows. Okay? He allows it. If He didn't allow it, it will not happen. It's already written in the grand design law Mahfuz. And there must be a reason. That must be a reason. We have to wait to see what the reason. And then everything will be clear. Why this thing happened. You have to trust in Allah. He knows what He's doing. And they say, have we got a say in the matter, they ask. And Allah said, tell them, everything's in Allah's hand. You've got no part in it. Everything in His hand. Okay? Everything depends on Him. Okay? It's not only Allah who samad, Allah wahad, Allah who samad, the only one that administers the whole world. There's no two administer only one. And therefore, I want to add here, He says there is no other God except me. If there is any other God, there will be problem. And you see here, you don't need to go far away to see two gods fighting. You see, we as a Sufi, we know we don't exist. And that's what our Hujatul Islam said, Imam Ghazali said, you know you God, you know yourself, you don't exist. Now, bearing that in mind, you don't exist. The only one existent is only Allah, and therefore for a Sufi, if you see two existent, then you perform a shirk. So that's why wherever you turn, there is my containment, only one. Wherever you turn, you see only me, one container, only me. If there's two, then you have performed a shirk. Now, I want to put this in, I want to add this one. You see, there only be one existent, Allah Wahad, one. Even when they tortured Bilal in pain, he said, Ahad, Ahad, Ahad. Allah is one. God is one, only one existent, one. If there's two existent, sure got problem. And true, when a person think he exists, real problem. Okay, I repeat again. Allah say, Allah Wahad is the only existent. Right? Because if there's two existent, there will be big problem. Yes, don't go very far. When a person think he exists, there's a problem. Okay? He exists means he owns his own body. He owns his children. He owns his wife, his property, his asset, his name, his royalties, whatnot. So once you exist, it becomes two already. There will be problem. If there are two existence, some interpret two God. If there's other existence apart from Him, there will be problem. For Sufi vision, when he said that there should only be one God, if there's two, then there will be problem. For a Sufi perspective, two means another existence. That's why Professor Ramadan, he said, even nothingness cannot precede Allah. There is no existence, even nothingness will. No. Only Him exists. So if a person think he exists, sure problem. Okay? That's why as a Sufi, always in the back of your mind, you must put it, sing it in. We don't exist. Once you say you exist, big problem. You sure fight with Allah. Why I'm ugly? Why I'm not handsome? Why I'm poor? Why I'm that? Why this? Why that? I think why? Jesus say that word why is the door to hell. Okay? So always in the back of our mind, we don't exist. So we are quiet. If you don't exist, how you speak? you become a ghost. Watch and see the amusement and play, the divine amusement and play. Okay? And wait for the return in the hereafter, where Allah says only the people of knowledge will understand. Okay? Yeah. So they cannot be two existent. So now, using that, apply to the scenario before you, Palestine, Israel, Ukraine, and all other places. You apply this, you see divine at play. Then you will cool down. You have not to worry. You accept the massacre. And you don't need to say, when will Allah have come down? When will divine assistance come down? Don't do that. Because it's not you who killed Muhammad. It's I. But as a Sufi, we can see the one who killed and the one being killed, the victim and the doer. It's the same, only one existent. Okay. So there should not be any emotion here, my dear friends, opinion. There should not be any emotion here. Watch with a Sufi eyes. Keep our mouth shut. We can open our ears, eyes, keep the mouth shut, because there can only be one existence, cannot two. So on that, I stop this lecture. I see you next week on Israel matter. After that, I'm going back to the proper Sufi lectures. These are just guidelines for you to follow up if you are interested. Otherwise, to take note what is going on in this world and wait and see what is the aftermath of this. What is Allah planned for all this and the path ahead. You can see one good example, Mandela, Nelson Mandela. How many years he suffered in prison for the apartheid region, apartheid South Africa. For many years, over 20 years in prison. You know. In the end, Allah planned. He came out, free man, become president, and lead this country. Okay? So you have to wait. There, inshallah, have trust in Allah, Hakul Yakin, that there is the best to come for Palestine, the best to come. Inshallah, the best to come also for Israel. For that we have to wait and see what Allah planned, whether Israel or Palestine, both are His creatures. Not only both are His creatures, but both of them are nothing but manifestation. The one that acting at the essence directed by the container. So wait and see, don't get emotional. Hopefully when Q&A time, no need to ask me all this, you already answer. Why Allah never send the army, why send the angel? When the Q&A time come, no need to ask, already explain to you. Don't get emotional, don't get involved. Stay in the Gua Kafi, the Kafi side, don't come out. Or be like the Hidir, mind your business, walk along until God give you something. In our case, send Prophet Moses to our friend Hidir. Mind our business, keep quiet, relax, keep the mind calm to remember Allah. You think all this, your mind will be affected and you cannot do zikrullah. Forget about it. This is our business. Our business is to remember Him, sitting down, lying down, standing up during our daily life. Remember Him. Okay? And then in our prayer, remember Him. That is our job. Okay, my friend, I will end here. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.